My name's Elisa McMorris. I'm the co-president of the Andrew McMorris Foundation, along with my husband, along with my family and my daughter, and I'm Andrew's mom.
Hi, I'm John McMorris, co-president of the Andrew McMorris Foundation and Andrew's dad.
Hello, my name is Ariana McMorris, and Andrew McMorris is my little brother. Andrew was a Renaissance man. He loved to sing, dance, play instruments, paint, and he loved aviation, and most importantly, he was a Boy Scout. I strive to be like Andrew every single day of my life and have his motivation and passion for everything that he did.
Each year, we do a video on our year in review. We look back to all the events and fundraisers we've done to honor Andrew, to parent his legacy.
And we feel very blessed that all our supporters, sponsors, partners, donors have enabled us to continue to grow as much as we have. I don't think we ever expected to be where we are today way back when we started the foundation just 6 months after Andrew passed.
And we can have so many of you to thank for that. The support we get from everyone is what holds us together. I often say that the grief stays, but we build our world around it, and it's all of you that help keep us together.
One of the cornerstones of the Andrew McMorris Foundation is the scholarship and grant program.
We've affected more than 10,000 students in high schools across Suffolk County. We have handed out over 271 scholarships over the last 7 years, totaling $145,000. We've handed out 27 grants and over 20 Spirit Awards.
We gave out $25,000 worth of scholarships and grants this year alone.
All of the students reflect Andrew's spirit, leadership, and passion for making a difference.
This year in particular, we had a very special scholarship applicant, Anthony Higgins. He was one of Andrew's really good friends, and he was the person standing right next to him when Andrew got hit. Despite what has happened, what he saw, and what he experienced, he truly has taken his pain and turned it into purpose. And we are incredibly proud of him. He is an incredible individual, and he is absolutely worthy of every single scholarship dollar that we have given to him. And we know that he'll continue to keep Andrew's spirit and his legacy alive by making positive impact with the community.
My name is Anthony Higgins. I met Andrew through Boy Scouts, actually. We were in the same Boy Scout troop. Andrew was a year older than me. I met John McMorris, Mr. McMorris, first. He was one of our assistant scoutmasters at the time. You know, him and Andrew were always on all the trips, and he was a super great leader, and they were a lot of fun to be around. Andrew was a great kid and a great leader. Unfortunately, the day of the crash, I was there. I was hiking behind Andrew at the time. I was about 5 or 6 feet behind him. I stopped to tie my shoe. I looked up and it happened, and it was horrific. I didn't think it was real. It's one of those things you think about it every day. Following Andrew's passing, I did stay in close contact with the McMorris family. I was there through the creation of the Andrew McMorris Foundation. I've always just been around, helping them out in whatever way I can and rooting for the foundation and spreading awareness any way I can. Receiving the scholarship was shock. I was overjoyed. I was so happy, especially, knowing that a lot of my expenses will, for college are going to be covered now is just like such a relief. Winning the scholarship brought back all this raw emotion that, I just really hadn't been feeling in a while. Like, just brought me back to the day that everything happened and how everything has just changed and, everything that's happened to build up to this point of me receiving an Andrew McMorris Foundation scholarship. It felt so surreal.
This year, our volunteer of the year is my good friend Honor Cavaco. She has done so much for the foundation over the last 7 years, and we are so glad to honor her this year.
Now, Honor was my Girl Scout, so I've known her since she was 5 years old. But the day that Andrew passed, she showed up, and she has not stopped showing up. She comes and flies here from Florida for events. She does stuff long distance for us, volunteering, all of our social media, and giving us lots and lots of her creative energy. So Honor is a standout volunteer this year, and we're so proud to honor her this way.
We've talked a lot about how volunteers, how they help us come together and make these events that we do so successful. And there's always a few individuals that really, truly shine. And Lou Parinello, Andrew's former principal, is just such an amazing individual. We literally couldn't do some of these events without his energy and his spirit. I always know I can call Lou at any time and saying, hey, can you help us out with this? And I know the answer will always be yes. And we're so appreciative for all his time and efforts that he's contributed towards the Andrew McMorris Foundation.
Hi, I'm Lou Parinello. I've known Andrew since he was a young man as his elementary principal over at Wading River School. He was someone who could be counted on to greet kids with his ukulele during morning announcements, or he might be wishing them off dancing getting a dance troupe together as the buses were getting ready to roll. The events that took place has forever changed the trajectory of our community. We are tighter because of it, more thoughtful. Hopefully, our roads are a little safer because we take that extra effort. And through their scholarships, through their work, they are creating ambassadors in our society to help promote better driving habits, better choices, better life choices. So it's changed our community, our little corner of the world, and maybe even a larger portion of the world in a way because of the caring and the efforts of the AMF Foundation, in a way to make the world a better place because of the tragedy that occurred on that day.
Each year, we're humbled by the people that give us their time and talents to stand by us and help us. And we have 2 honorees today that have stood by us from day one. Deanne Caputo, member of the Sullivan, Papain, Block, McManus, Kofinas, and Canavo law firm. Deanne sat with us in those first few weeks and put her hand out to touch mine when she asked me what Andrew's date of birth was. And when I said March 30th, 2006, I cried. And she looked at me and said, I'm here for you. And that's the kind of person she was. It's the kind of person that represented us through horrible times. She showed up for us during the trial, at our events, and we are so blessed to have her here tonight and to honor her for her outstanding achievement.
This year, the Andrew McMorris Foundation is very honored to recognize Carl Borelli from the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office, that he is now one of our Andrew McMorris Foundation honorees of the year. He has been leading the charge with the Choices and Consequence program that are going into high schools to remind students about the dangers of drinking and driving. And we feel very blessed that he has included us in this program to be able to tell Andrew's story and to be able to really make an impact with students making the choices as they're getting their licenses and getting out into the roads to make really smart and good choices so that everyone can stay safe.
We have so many events during the year, and it's always a shocker that I feel like we haven't done anything, but man, we've done so much. And some of those events include, of course, our gala from last year, which was at the Cradle of Aviation, Andrew's most favorite museum full of airplanes that he loved.
Right after the gala last year, we started off with the hockey fundraiser with the Suffolk County Sheriff's Department against the Suffolk County Fire Department. And it truly was a cool, fun event to be able to be a part of. We feel very honored by the Suffolk County's Sheriff's Office as well as the Suffolk County Fire Department to recognize us as the nonprofit of the year. Of course, one of the banner events of the year was watching Elisa be awarded the Woman of Distinction by Senator Dean Murray and being recognized for all the hard work that she's put into to keep the road safe.
My name is Dean Murray. I'm the New York State Senator for the 3rd Senate District in Suffolk County on Long Island. We first met in the halls of Albany, fighting the fight. But as I got to know Alicia better, I got to know her and her husband. I got to know them as people, not just as activists, as lobbyists, if you will, but as human beings, as parents, as loving parents who are missing their wonderful child. And they're doing this because it's in their heart. It's what's driving them. It's real. for them. It's not just an issue. I was so struck by her strength, her dedication, her perseverance. And I said, boy, if we could bottle that, if we could just have more people that could take that passion and dedication and drive towards good things. And we just happen to have an award in Albany where we recognize a woman of distinction each year for each Senate district. And I knew, this past year, I knew who that woman would be. And so Alicia is my woman of distinction in Albany for the 3rd Senate District for 2025.
This year, we hosted our 4th annual Andrew's Top Gun Run on the weekend of Andrew's birthday. This year, we had over 1,000 runners and walkers sign up, and it was just such a wonderful event. Everyone coming together to celebrate Andrew's birthday, and on one of his favorite places, a runway.
Moving on into the spring, we joined together with MAD for the Battle of the High School Jazz Bands, which is really near and dear to my heart because Andrew would have been up there on that stage playing. We move into Walk Like Mad and walking with other victims and advocates because it's so important that we show up. When people ask me, where do I think that we've impacted the most? I have to believe that it's the Choices and Consequences program.
Hi, this is District Attorney Ray Tierney. One of the programs we have in our District Attorney's office is part of our community outreach, which is our Choices and Consequences program. This is one of our most important programs, if not the most important programs. Specifically, what we're talking about is when you make the choice to drive distracted or to drive while impaired, however little, by whatever substance may be, whether it's drugs or alcohol, there are legal consequences of that for you. What we try to impress on the children is you have a very good chance of hurting a good friend or hurting an innocent third party. And really to drive that home, it's the victims who come in who have impactful things to say that really stick with the kids. Once Elisa and the McMorris Foundation agreed to work with us, we knew that this already great program was just going to take off into the stratosphere, so we're very thrilled with that. We brought in offenders as well. And they tell their story. You know, the McMorris family has been given a life sentence. Well, those individuals, if they have a conscience, they also receive a life sentence of regret. We're going to continue with this program, and we thank Lisa and the McMorris Foundation for partnering with us.
This year, Connoisseur Media, Walk 97.5 here on Long Island, invited us to come in to talk on their radio show, Island Outlook.
We've spent countless days in Albany to strengthen New York's vehicular crime laws. We believe victims deserve justice and future tragedies must be prevented, and we can do it together. As one of Andrew's dear friends, Emily Cordano, said in one of her press conferences, it's a giant puzzle and every single piece is important in order to complete the picture. We were able to travel down to Washington, D.C. to walk the walls of Capitol Hill for MAD's 45th anniversary candlelight vigil that was on the lawn of the National Mall. It was an inspiring event where we were able to meet with other victims and advocates and legislators to tell our stories so that when they read those words on a piece of paper for a bill, they understand that there are people, victims, and faces behind them. And that's what's most important, is that our loved ones inspire the change so that no one has to experience this kind of tragedy ever again. As many of you know, this foundation was created in honor of Andrew.
While the passage of 7 years has not lessened our grief, the support that we have received from our donors, our partners, our friends, our community, have enabled us turning our pain into purpose.
When his life was stolen by a drunk driver at just 12 years old, our world changed forever. But through the Andrew McMorris Foundation, his spirit lives on, and we found meaning.
And for that, we're forever grateful.